an interesting visual that's coming in from Tianjin. The ceremonial photograph, the family photograph that was happening before the banquet hosted by the president of China and his wife started. We see this video that came from there. It seems that Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif wanted to meet President Putin, and he wanted to meet him so bad that he literally jumped forward to shake his hand. But there you see in the visual, Putin senses that, and while Shahbaz Sharif puts his hand to his chest in that moment of respect that he shows and moves back, but then Putin moves forward and from behind President Xi's back, he shakes hand of Shahbaz Sharif. And joining us live are Geeta Mohan and Pranay Upadhyay of India Today Global. Thank you very much for joining us in this bulletin. Geeta, if you've seen the visual, what are your views on it? I think Putin was really nice. He went forward. He saw that, the Pakistani PM is coming to meet him. And while the other leaders had not moved forward, Pakistan PM did move forward. And when he saw, oh, he's moving back, he went ahead and shook his hand. How do you read these visuals?
Well, my friend Pranay would beg to differ, but I agree with you. Didn't seem like he was that he was being snubbed in any way, but yes, that he tried to make that extra effort of going while others just shook hands, and if not, then let it be. But he tried to make it a point because every optic is important over here at this point in time, and they know that the cameras are rolling. They want to be seen shaking hands with President Putin, which in itself is a huge commentary on how the world has changed. A leader, a president who maybe some time ago was considered pariah, isolated, and people stayed away, is now sought after. So yes, he did go and make that effort to go and shake hands with President Putin. But it's a visual just a while ago before this that is also quite telling, where you see a Russian president being welcomed by the Chinese president, and while he had to shake hands and make him go to his position, instead they had a long conversation there itself while other leaders were being taken to their position for the family photo. That itself goes to show how things have changed. And the view and the prism from where people are and leaders are looking at the world is not West-centric, not America-centric. And that certainly goes to show the reason why we see Shahbaz Sharif making that move.
Right. Probably, Putin and Xi Jinping were discussing oil prices. You never know. I mean, jokes apart. But Pranay, how do you see this visual? Because I do agree with Geeta here. I mean, due to a warrant, there was a time when Putin couldn't even visit many of these summits. So how do you see that impact of Russia now? And also this visual of Pakistani Prime Minister really wanting to meet the president of Russia.
Very telling visuals, Anjali. But first of all, let me tell my friend Geeta that I do not beg to differ with you on this assumption. I do differ with you on your assumption that I have a difference of opinion. But I also read these visuals as President Putin was being warm to other leaders as well, and President and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif actually wanted to shake hand with President Putin, and that's why he moved forward. Though many of the other leaders didn't move forward in a way, the way Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif did. But yeah, obviously, one could make out from these visuals, Anjali, that the star of that event was President Putin here, because the kind of reception he was given, the conversation which Geeta referred just a while ago, it actually happened, without President Putin having his translator there, and his translator actually rushed because the conversation has already started, and President Xi Jinping was talking to President Putin with the help of his translator, and that's why the Russian translator did go there. And we could make out with these visuals that, how he was being treated, how he was being received there. You rightly pointed out, Anjali, that...
So, Pranay, before you go ahead with your thoughts, I'll quickly tell our viewers that both the visuals that we are referring to are on the screens right now. The one that Geeta highlighted, and we've pulled it out and we put it on our screen. And we can see right there, Putin standing and talking to Xi Jinping, and Mrs. Xi Jinping is standing a little away. And you know what I had noticed when other guests were coming in, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi also came in, he was moved to the side for the photograph. And then it was Mrs. Xi Jinping who would make that gesture with her arm to say, okay, now let's move into the banquet, you know. Here, she's moved back, and then we see the men standing over there and having a long conversation, as Geeta pointed out. So we have both the visuals there now, and we also have that visual of Pakistani Prime Minister jumping from his position in the line, trying to get the attention of Putin. So go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, definitely. These are interesting visuals, and like as a journalist covering foreign policy, these are the interesting time when you get to see these visuals, because these are the raw moments. This is how you capture the chemistry between the leaders. How do they converse? And if you have seen the visual of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Egyptian Prime Minister, the laughter they shared on the sidelines of this banquet, and these are the small snippets, small moments. But one could make out that how President Putin is being treated at the SCO summit. Definitely, China and Russia are the founding members of this grouping, SCO grouping. But besides that, the kind of reception he received there, how the leaders met him, this clearly shows that the alternative world order is in formation. It is being formed, and definitely, President Donald Trump or the West might be having a different perception about Vladimir Putin, but he is not alienated, nor he is untouchable among the various other leaders, and the other leaders, be it the Central Asian country leaders, or the leadership from the Asian countries, they are warmly not only meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but they are also dealing with Russia. So definitely, these are very telling visuals for the West to see.
Right.
But besides that, yeah, Anjali, but let me just say one thing, that tomorrow is a big day, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin, and after today's meeting of Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping, tomorrow is going to be another big meeting, which is important as far as the Trump sanctions are tariffs are concerned, and the global tensions about Russia-Ukraine conflict is concerned, because President Volodymyr Zelensky has dialed up Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of this meeting and ahead of this summit as well.
Yeah, we'll be keeping our eyes on that, but I wish the camera had zoomed out a little bit more and we could have seen what Prime Minister Modi was doing at that time. Because remember, this is the first time after Operation Sindoor that the two leaders are together at a summit, and this is quite interesting to see. These visuals tell a lot of story. Though, Pranay, I will not club all the Western countries together, because Putin was enjoying rides with President Donald Trump just a few days back, and it's not like he's a pariah for Trump, although the European Union and the European countries have a problem with it.